Hi, I'm June Williamson, the Happy Thai Girl. Today on Cooking Made Easy with June, we'll be making a year-round favorite, but especially for Valentine's Day, heart-shaped sugar cookies. And they're so easy. That's coming right up on Cooking Made Easy with June. Hi, welcome to the Happy Thai Girl. Cooking Made Easy with June, the Happy Thai Girl. And I'm so happy because I have Sarah with me, and Sarah, she's so cute. But Sarah learned from her mother some really great tricks to making sugar cookies or rolling them out. And I need help with that because I don't always make pretty things, but they're always delicious. So we're gonna start, and Sarah's gonna help me, and making sugar cookies. So we need a cup of butter. Now the butter, it's kind of a little bit softened. Another way to soften butter is to grate it with a grater and put it in here. So we're gonna do two things. We're going to make the creamy part, and then we're going to add it to the dry part. So the unique thing about these buttermilk cookies is that they are buttermilk and not just the shortening and all that. We're using real butter and buttermilk. So we're going to start with a cup of butter. So I'm going to put the cup of butter in here, Sarah, while I'm going to have you crack 2 eggs into a bowl so we won't get go ahead and crack. Do you know how to crack eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and crack 2 eggs into that bowl, and you can throw the shells away under there.
Okay.
And I'm going to go and put 2 sticks of butter in here. So of course we're going to cream the butter with the sugar, and then add the 2 eggs. Now Sarah, you can pipe in and add anything you want if I'm doing something a little different, and if you have any insights, just go ahead and put that in there. I'll push it in.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so 2 eggs, and go ahead. You know what? You help me read it. We have such good education here in America. 2 eggs and
2 cups of sugar.
2 cups of sugar. So we have sugar from Macy's, of course. Macy's and Spanish Fork. I love going there, and every month that I go and shop at the show, oh my gosh, I already forgot her name. She's so sweet. She helps me check out, and they're all so sweet. I love it there, and it is the happy shopping store after all. I'm going to use my hands in here, but I'm going to measure it. Okay, so that's about 2 cups. I'm going to turn on our blender, and now this process will also soften it. So I'm going to turn on slowly at first so the sugar doesn't get everywhere, and I'm going to turn on fast. This is fun to me, but you have to be a little bit careful. So now the sugar's come up. There you go. Turn it up and down. Now, of course, you can also use a hand beater, and that works too. Or if you have softer butter, it won't take as long. But this is a quick softening part of the butter, or any cookie that you make. So we'll let that go for just a minute. And Sarah, what do we add next?
1 tablespoon of vanilla.
Okay, then we add a tablespoon of vanilla. We'll let this go for a minute. It's almost there. Sarah, do you make cookies with your mom all the time?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot. Tell us about some of your favorite cookies.
Well, I think my favorite is chocolate chips because, especially when they're fresh out of the oven, because the chocolate chips are all melted, and so it tastes really good with the cookie, and a cold glass of milk.
Oh yeah. Well, this cookies is gonna, even though it's not chocolate, it's gonna be yummy, and we can have milk with it too.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to share with everyone some of the tips from her mom. Emily, who's been on here before. Okay, so we have that. Now let's put the eggs in. You want to go ahead and pour the eggs in?
Sure.
Okay, so the next step, go ahead and pour it in there. We're going to cream that with the eggs. Look at you. Have you heard of Vanna White?
Vanna White?
I'm aging myself. Vanna White is on a show. I don't know if they still have it. They might still have it. She points to the letters, and it's a word show. And when you were pouring it, I thought, oh, what pretty hands she has. Vanna White. Anyways, I won't tell you how old I am. Okay, so while that's going to mix up a little bit, I'm going to turn it on low. But you can just go ahead and do that a little bit longer, but I'm going to have it mixed thoroughly. But the next step, which is a little different than the other sugar cookies, is that we're going to dissolve
a cup of buttermilk.
A cup of buttermilk. Okay, so you watch on the side. So Tell me when. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we need next?
Now we need 4 teaspoons of baking powder.
Ooh, that's a lot of baking powder.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna do it. These extra little steps, it's gonna make good, amazing. These sugar cookies are neighborhood famous.
I love this because you can scoop it off and you don't have to.
Oh, Macy's. Look at that. It's Macy's Brand Food Club. Okay, so count 1. I do like that. Good pointing that out. 4,
3,
and 4. Awesome, blossom. And what do we need next?
Now we need 2 teaspoons of baking soda.
2 teaspoons of baking soda. Now, do you know why we're dissolving? Why do you think we're dissolving this in the buttermilk, Sarah?
So that makes it like a creamy kind of.
Yeah, and it kind of activates this, and it won't be grainy in the flour. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stir that. See how it's bubbling up?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to dissolve it all the way, so keep stirring that, okay? Next, we're going to, in this bowl, okay, I'm gonna switch places with you for a second while you're stirring that. Go ahead and stir that. I'm going to add the flour. And we need 6 cups of flour. And
That's a lot of flour.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of dough. I'm excited. Can you eat a lot of cookies today?
Yeah.
I just had some other dishes. 2, okay, help me count, I'm gonna forget. 2,
3.
Wait, this one is
3.
Oh, you know what helps me remember? When I pour it, I go 3. Okay. And then that kind of helps you remember when you have to measure a lot of things. 3. So I have 3 in my head. 4.
This looks done. Looks
I
really
think that's
bubbly.
good. Oh, that's awesome. That's perfect. That's how it
5.
activates the baking soda. And
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for helping me. I hate it when I forget. I've done it before where I have to remeasure.
Yeah, 6.
6. And then what do we add to the? Then we add a
Teaspoon of salt.
Okay, you want to go ahead and get the salt?
Sure.
This is the salt right here.
Tablespoon. Let me do the teaspoon.
Put a teaspoon of salt in there. I'm going to switch places with you.
Teaspoon of salt.
And then we have.
This good?
Yes, perfect. Then take a wooden spoon and stir the salt in with the flour.
Okay.
Excuse me. Now I'm going to add the buttermilk into this mixer. And scrape all that in there. Whoops. These sugars, I am not kidding. I have so many people ask for this recipe, and now you are going to have it. So excited. Now I know Sarah's mom makes delicious traditional cookies that maybe we'll do that another time, but it's a little different. This one kind of has a little crispy edge, and I'm not gonna, now because it's liquidy, I don't wanna go too fast. I'm gonna go on medium. And Emeril Lagasse, you know who he is, much more famous than I. He says when you do these mixers, you need to scrape at least once. See, I noticed in the bottom I have some butter and things like that in there, so I'm going to scrape it at least once. Okay? Turn that on really fast. Okay, is the flour ready?
Yep.
Go ahead and make a well in the flour, Sarah, and I'm going to move this over, and we're going to mix the batter together. I like to scrape all that in there. I don't want to waste anything.
This good?
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. Look at how easy this is. These sugar cookies. Now, it's a little extra step, but go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry to interrupt.
If the flour was pie crust, it would almost look like a pie.
Oh.
Because it has like the middle and then that outer ring of the flour.
Okay, let me go ahead and stir this in.
Okay.
I'm going to stir this really quickly, and it's going to be a really sticky dough. However, what we normally do is, what I normally do, but you make it ahead, you're supposed to refrigerate it. Now, your mom gave me a tip where we could take this sticky dough and roll it in between parchment paper and leave it on the cookie sheet and refrigerate it. But even then, we don't have time for that. So I've done this before where I'm in a big hurry, and I just, I'm gonna use my hands.
That's okay.
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Do you want to use your hands or do you want me to just do this? Oh, here. Okay, I'll just do it. And so we had one messy hand. Okay.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is going to mix this up really, really well. And then I'm going to have you put a little bit of flour on the countertop here. I'm going to move this over.
Okay.
This is where we're going to. We got flour and stuff on there.
Oh yeah, my mom does that.
Put a little bit of flour in there.
Like just like this cup.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the whole thing, but just a little bit of it. And we're going to spread it right here. When we get back, we're going to take a little break.
Like
Sarah
this
and I, we'll just take a little sprinkle and just spread because we're gonna start rolling the dough. So I'm gonna skip the step of refrigerating it, but it's gonna still be awesome because we're going to be a little bit careful. Okay, so when we get back, we're gonna show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll take a little break. Don't go away. All right, while you were gone, I basically grabbed all that dough that I made and I cut them into 4 pieces. Now at this point, you can actually, this is a make ahead tip, you can actually wrap this up with a little bit of parchment paper and saran wrap and then put it in a freezer bag and you can freeze it or you can refrigerate it for later. It'll freeze a long time. I've tried it before and it tastes just as great. So I have these 4 things, but we're gonna start with one. And Sarah is going to be the expert here. Okay, now Sarah, tell me what your mom told you about rolling. You told me earlier.
So she
Like this?
said that she goes like a clock. She goes 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6
Okay, maybe you
o'clock,
tell me and I'm gonna try
9
that,
o'clock.
okay?
Okay.
Did you taste the dough? That was so good.
Yeah.
If the dough tastes good, the bread dough too, then it's gonna be delicious. So 12
12 o'clock, and then go 3
Oh, look at this little
o'clock.
piece. Is that gonna be okay?
Yeah.
12 o'clock. And where's the
then
3?
3 o'clock is...
3 o'clock.
Well, 3 o'clock is secondly like that, and then that, and then that.
And then this.
Well, then you go down.
Okay, I'm gonna let you try it now.
Okay.
Okay. 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, 3
Oh.
o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Beautiful. That makes it even, doesn't
And then
it?
you
So let's go
can-
ahead and get that. Yeah,
you can
and you can
even
get the
it out.
corner. I love it.
You can even it out like this and like
How about this
this.
little area? That was my fault because I
Yeah.
started that. Beautiful. I love that. Do it again and say it out loud. One more time.
12 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
We need a. Oh, here, let's put this a little bit
Yeah.
like that.
3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9.
We need a longer rolling pin, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this a little bit here and here. Is that good?
Yep. And
Okay, how
then
thin do we want it?
you can make it if you like thick cookies. You can make thick cookie dough.
Okay.
If you like thin cookies, you can make thin cookie dough.
Yes. I'm not gonna make it too thick. I think this is like about an 1/8 inch. We're
Yeah,
gonna do it
that's-
this way.
that's what my
And
mom usually
now
does.
again, I didn't refrigerate it ahead of time, and so it's gonna be a little bit sticky, but we're gonna be fine because we add a little bit of flour, right? So go ahead, Sarah.
Yes.
Go ahead and cut up some. Okay, what did your grandma say about cutting out hearts? Let's use this one.
Okay.
Not two ways.
So she said that you always want to go around the edges as close together as possible.
Nice.
And then get towards the middle so you get as many cookies as possible.
I love that tip. Okay, I'll have you do it since I know you've done it a million times with your mom. Beautiful. Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to start. Gosh, you are good at that. Much more precise than I. I'm just a happy-go-lucky. My food doesn't always look pretty, but they taste delicious. Okay, so I'm going to start with the frosting while she's doing that. We're going to cream. Now, while you were gone, I know you've done this a million times, where you're trying to soften the butter and you end up melting it. And that's exactly what I did. But that's okay. You can still use that butter. We don't want to waste any butter. It's a little bit pricey. And we're going to add butter, and we're going to add the cream cheese. Okay? And I'm going to start a bit slow because my butter's a little bit melted, so it's going to splatter all over. So I'm going to... Now the cream cheese can be softened also. So it looks a little bit runny right now, but it'll get there. Okay, so you cream the cream cheese, and we're looking back at Sarah, and she's doing a beautiful job. You have taught me so many things today. Sarah, tell me about school. Do you love school or not?
School's okay.
I won't tell anyone.
School's okay.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A
You're
baker?
almost there. Really? Do you want to be a baker?
Yeah.
I heard you saying beautifully.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to scrape this down again. Remember, Mr. Lagasse? And get the bottom up. And do one more quick turn. I can get that side. And then I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla, about a teaspoon. I love vanilla. And turn that back on. Yeah, that looks great. And I'm gonna scrape, see how the vanilla is on the bottom.
All right, done.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do, so what do? We put a spatula?
Yeah.
So don't we take this out? Let's take this out
Yeah.
and go ahead and start putting on
And
the...
one thing my mom does is she takes all the scraps and
Uh-huh.
she puts it into a ball again and rolls it out again so she can get even more cookies.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Beautiful cookies. Prettier than I've ever made. I've ever seen them. Okay, I'm going to finish up the frosting. I'm going to put 4 cups or a pound of powdered sugar approximately. 1. Now, sugar cookie can be a little messy, but it's so fun. I love cooking, even though it's messy. 2. 3. And you notice that it's still powdery. I'm going to add 1 more, but I'm going to let it mix a little bit so that it won't splatter all over the place. So it won't spatter all over the place. Do you have any tips on frosting making?
Well, if you want to have, there's one thing that my mom showed me once that like if you want to do like, can't exactly remember, but like it's
Fluffier?
something about like how, like if you like want to write words, you should do like a really thin icing, I think.
Oh,
Or
you
if
mean
you
like
want
writing
to do-
words. Oh, I see.
Or if you want to do like just plain like frosting, you should have like thicker icing so that it stays on better.
Oh, that's a good tip. Now she frosts cakes.
Yeah.
But I'm just making this delicious frosting. I'm going to gradually add this last piece, last cup of, it looks like flour, but powdered sugar. And we're almost ready. Now sometimes when it seems a little thick, whether I measured it or whatever, you can add a little bit of cream or half and half or even a little milk, and it will thin it out a little bit. Yeah, look at this. Now this is my favorite part. I let it go, and it looks amazing. I'm going to whip it up a little bit, because we want it whipped. Beautiful, huh? What do you think about that, Sarah? Do you want to take a lick?
Yes.
That's a good finger. I'll put this on the cookie tray. Go to There. Okay, so we've got, this one has a little thumbprint on there, but that's okay. That's so pretty. What do you think about the frosting? Did you taste it?
I'm going to.
That's my favorite part.
It tastes good.
Yeah. So we're going to take another little break. Well, actually, let me put the rest of this on. I'm going to stick it in the oven. What do you think, Sarah? Do you want to do this? Or you? Oh gosh, you did such a beautiful job.
Thanks.
I'm going to have you start rolling another roll out here because you did
Okay.
so great. Oh, did you want to do the recipes first? Okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, make that into a ball. I'll make these beautiful cookies. Oh my gosh, look at that, Sarah. Perfectly. 1 dozen, 12 cookies. It's amazing. This one's a little thick, but it's going to be awesome. So we
Yeah.
have that over here. Okay. I guess we need to take a little break. So we're going to take a little break. We're going to finish these off, stick in the oven at 400 degrees, coming out beautifully, and we're going to frost it, and there's some new ideas to frost these sugar cookies, so don't go away. Good job. All right, Sarah, look what you made.
Wow.
Yeah, they're so pretty. It's a little bit slightly brown on the edges, so we'll let that sit there. I'm gonna get the other one out because it has our big ones on there. So ovens cook differently, you know, and so we had to kind of like know your oven. And I like to start cooking it at 5 minutes at 400, and but then I'll check it. If the oven if it's ready in 5 minutes, then it's ready. But if not, then we continue because we don't want it to be too cooked, right?
Yeah, my mom does something like that. She always starts with the lowest number on the bake time so that she doesn't overcook it. Because she says you could always cook it more, but you can't uncook it.
Very good advice. So I'm gonna go ahead and, these cool really quickly, but go ahead and, if it's too hot, do you think it would look pretty still to start frosting? We could probably start, it might melt a little bit, but I think it'd be really pretty. What do you think?
I think we should wait a little bit, but not too long so it'll still be hot.
Okay. The words of a wise child. I get so impatient sometimes, but it comes out, it always tastes good. Okay, so I'm gonna put these on here. And you tell them about how your mom puts fruit on some of her sugar cookies.
Well, so she does like, she puts the frosting on and then like, sometimes she'll put like different kinds of fruits on. So like, one time at 4th of July, I think, she made like this kind of like fruit pizza.
With
and
like
it
berries?
was,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
with berries, strawberries,
That's a good idea.
and
You
like
could use
blueberries.
this cookie dough
Yeah.
and make a thin, like flatten it out or roll it out and make it flat on the pizza pan and then bake it and make a fruit pie. Oh, good idea. Okay, let's frost a couple here. Go ahead. I know it's warm, but this one I put out first, so go ahead and do that one.
Okay.
And I'll do another one. So, of course, there's different ways. You could of course, make it pink and add a little bit of oh, look at me breaking it. If you don't do it too much of it, you can pipe it in, of course, but I'm just gonna do a little bit like this. Let it sit there. Ah! And another one. But I personally don't love too many colors, like fake stuff, but it's so fun and pretty, right? So, when her mom, Emily, suggested that we put some fruit on it, I'm so excited. Okay, so we have some of this, and I'm going to, like, look at me. I'm still not good at this, but it's gonna be pretty when we add some fruit and sprinkles. Okay, so this is fake stuff, but it's so beautiful. Look at that. Sarah, do you wanna try?
Okay.
Here, you can put some on there. I'll make a couple more. Move over here.
Okay.
You can put some on there.
Okay.
Or we can do it like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll frost a big one. So you can put all that on there, and Macy says all kinds of sprinkles and things. So I'm gonna put this one. Okay, let's do a quick. Oh, those are big pieces.
Yeah.
Yum. Do you want to eat one? I'll eat another one.
Okay.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna put fruit on mine.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's put one right here. Well, how do I make this? Looks kind of funny. Look, it's got like this. Do we put one on top? Do we
It's
cut that?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna break a piece of this big one. I'm gonna put a raspberry on it. This is my fruit pizza. Okay. Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. But who's gonna talk?
I don't know. Maybe the cookies.
This is so good. Oh, this is so good. You can put blueberries on it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh my gosh. I know I made it. I know we made it. But it really is good. I'm not gonna lie. I am bragging. So go make these sugar cookies. For sure, yummy. Okay, say goodbye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, thanks, Macy's.